Hi everybody, welcome back to Manor and Brass, episode 56 with me, Sid. And if you're wondering where we are, I don't recognise where we are. This is the old spawn, the little spawn house we set up right back at the start of this series, back in episode 1. This was all set up, lots of people came in. Not many helpful things in the helpful things chest, but yeah, this was Spawn. Now, between episodes, I have been busy, and I have, for the want or the sake of a better word, I have finished the final bits and pieces on Port Valentine. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff wasn't already here, so a few things like the end porter and this Hephaestus Forge, they've been added later. Free fishing rods for anybody who wanted to fish. I mean, it's not a bad place to fish. And oh, apparently I never knew that somebody set something up. What was this? I mean, it feels like an attempt at a spawner, but yeah, anyway. So I thought we'd start off here because this is a time where we say goodbye to our Manor and Brass series. It's always sad for me when a series comes to an end, but you know, they have to. It's unless really, where the hell are you lot going? I genuinely, I mean, the only thing I can think is they still have a bed coordinates that they're now trying to head back to, and I don't rate their chances. Yeah, so, 56 episodes ago, we spawned. We travelled quite a long way, and I found these, and I'd originally, and I even in a creative version of this world, I'd actually even played around with building up and building like I don't know, a wooden shanty town with stairs going around and bridges and stuff, which I rapidly abandoned that idea, especially because I found that rather nice island over there. But this was where we originally set up back in the day, which was, I think, if I kind of come from here, I think we kind of came over that. That's an ocean monument. I don't recall seeing that before, but oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I came that. No, it was definitely this way, because we came through the spruce village, and I set a few waypoints up as well as we went until we got to spawn, and so we kind of travelled up and had a good look around. I think I came around that way, as I recall, and you know, it was a fun little exploration. You know, with the old, not quite naked and scared, but certainly unequipped and scared. And we set up in here, and I've even still got a couple of cardinals in here, which I can't remember why I captured them. I was probably going to use them for a build for something or other. But this was our home for a very short period of time. And, you know, we set up some small farms, and we had that going, and down there we set up our strip mine. Eventually I came over here, and that's where one of my aura things, I can't remember what they're called now, the little things you have to make, including the old the Phantom Farm. That's what this is. I can't remember whether there was anything there. He is really determined, isn't he? Where are you going? Because, I mean, you're a snow villager, which means that you're probably... I can't even remember where I've... Oh, you must be from that one. I mean, that is a hell of a walk, mate. Seriously, I don't think you're going to get there. I don't think... I mean, you're already... Yeah, you are not going to survive this journey. I'm almost tempted just to document it. Here we have the village butcher trying to return home after being brutally kidnapped by his tormentor. No, let's leave him to it. The other one's probably going off that way then or something. I don't know. It's difficult to tell because, you know, I've got to remember where I found these guys for starters when but they were proper having a good go at getting somewhere, weren't they? Right. So, oh, he's over there. Two of them are over there. They are really struggling. They don't know where they're. And another one. Crazy. The men. Oh. They're not even shy up on. Oh, there they go. I don't know where they're going. Right. So we found a spot. And the spot was 2 islands in this lake. Which I kind of got a vision for this. I'd already decided I'd been looking at some architectural styles and I wanted to try and make a French chateau. And then I thought we can connect to that and we can build something like a town on this island, and then we kind of got further along. So the chateau idea was born. Again, we set up temporarily on this island, did a little bit of work around here, but I had to go from here. We had to find a desert, and the nearest one was over here, which as you can see from the map is starting to look quite flat there. That's mainly due to me. Well, it's entirely due to me. To get all of the sandstone necessary to make this, and obviously the chipped blocks and everything made a huge difference there. The chipped windows, the old purple quark terracotta tiles, actually blue, but you know, purple to me. And this was probably the bulk of the focus there. We were pushing that heavily, lots of temporary storage, lots of stuff going on. A huge investment initially in the Manor and Artifice stuff. That was where we went, and I'll tell you something, I am going to miss dig spells. I really am. Didn't get as far as I would have liked. I would have liked to have had more decoration in here, maybe some more library style stuff. This side and this side were okay. The dining room definitely worked well, and the kitchen worked well for the amount of time that I used it. So yeah, I mean this really worked well as a build. I enjoyed doing it. Kind of, you know, this needed some more work. This definitely never got a function. Although the Britannia area, I think, for such a small compact area, worked really well. And the mana generation system, I really like that. It worked well. And, you know, the lava generator and mixture of create there, yeah, that was fun. And of course, you know, in terms of mana, we have lots. So Britannia was a win. I didn't want to lean too heavily on Britannia because I've done Britannia so many times before, but we took it to the point of the Gaia Guardian and got a few of the extras. Never bother with the automatic rune stuff. Really didn't push that area. And of course upstairs we did things like the library, which is still, I think, one of my favourite builds for a long time. And just this room more books needed, more knickknacks, but the Harry Potter style floating books and floating candles, you know, regardless of your opinion of Rowling, and quite a lot of us have similar opinions of Rowling, but, you know, and I'm not actually a big fan of Harry Potter either. I will be absolutely brutally honest. I never got on with the books. I'd much prefer to read Terry Pratchett and, you know, David Eddings, or who am I reading at the moment, Anne McCaffrey again, you know, Stephen Donaldson. There are way better fantasy books to read than Harry Potter, although for some reason J.K. Rowling thinks that Harry Potter isn't fantasy. So, as Terry Pratchett put it, I think it was the dragons and the wizards that gave it away. Anyway, yeah, the library, brilliant space. And again, we got this finely decorated up here. This could have used more decoration, but we did finally get to having our own Hephaestus area over here. And in terms of the rest of the build beyond the cellar, you know, we never did furnish this. We never furnished this side or the above. And again, I could do it, but I'd be doing it for the sake of completing. Whereas we did do a little bit of furnishing in here and set our sleep area there. So that was, you know, that was fine. We also did not get this bit done. One point about a dig spell is it's dangerous. Okay, we'll put that back. Nothing to see here. But the courtyard was great. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, we did the Demon Realm from here. We've got the Manor Enchanter. There is a fairy spawner under there. The portal was entertaining. I enjoyed doing that. Didn't come out exactly as I envisaged it, but you know, if you're going to build a portal, go big or go home, I suppose. And yeah, bits from the fairy, the affiliation with the fairy stuff down there, and then, you know, mainly around here, just garden decoration. Not a huge amount to it, but it was entertaining just putting all of this clutter in. Before we go into the basement, obviously we did the farm area over here. Part of me wishes that I'd been a little bit more reserved with the colours of the trees. Part of me is glad that I basically had all the taste and decorum of a deranged magpie and went mental with the trees. And I don't think there's a right or a wrong to any of this. This is, you know, very much a personal choice, you know. And we got the barns and used create a lot to steal a lot of builds, and I openly admit stealing a lot of builds. And then over here more recently we set up the vertical farm with the things. Now that appears to be broken though. Don't know why. Should work. And everything went into these various things. Maybe it's just backed up. I mean, that's not full, so that shouldn't be backed up. But yeah, this was the idea here, was simply just to have a farm that fits in one chunk that's vertical, stacked from floor to bedrock, where we can use multiple farms to create lots of resources. And I think I'd do something similar to this again. As I say, I'm not entirely sure why these are broken. Just seems somewhat odd. Now, I'm not sure whether you are off of the same farm. Something has broke this. Maybe I suspect it's full on one of the veggers or several of the veggers because they all use ender chest to go back. So yeah, that's fine. Didn't take a huge amount of liquid to get that going. So, and you know, doesn't really matter now anyway because we're done. So these farms were only ever really for decoration. Maybe the witchery farm, and I didn't really do much with witchery. That would have been a thing, but yeah, the and the bridge to the mainland was I particularly enjoyed that. I liked that particular, just coming with a simple design, making it look worn down as like an old chateau rather than a new chateau, because no one wants a new chateau, everybody wants a nice old chateau. In the basement, we did our storage, and we leaned heavily into Tom's Simple Storage mod. But this has evolved over time to move these. Obviously, this was a fairly recent expansion down here to give us these for the for whatever. Did I leave anything out? Didn't use those much actually. They were never utilised much. But the big storage area was down here, and again, with the exception of the little lump that I had to fit in to get the beacon. Oh, sorry, I've got two cats in with me at the moment, and one sat covering half of the screen, and the other one sat on the computer enjoying the heat from that. That's the adventuring return system. All of these chests, every single piece of this is hooked in to our storage system, and whatever we put in here will go into these. We've got barrels which contain large amounts of various bits and pieces, but I like the idea of a storage room that actually looks like a storage room. And of course, we have this, which is the big old item vault from Create, and that's the bulk of our storage. So storage was great, and then of course once we'd added this beacon, we got the ability to remotely connect to our storage, and that in the last few episodes has been a game changer, to the extent of making this almost feel like playing creative. Our super armor, which this is our best combat armor, and this is our day-to-day druidic flight armor, which gives us that and the mana-powered elytra, which brings us over to Port Valentine itself, and I am just going to sit there and try and get rid of a cat because he's literally covering up most of the screen here. I'm not sure what the other one's doing. Oh no, she's still there. I don't know whether if I could get him to lie down, I wouldn't mind. This is our black cat, the black and white, the Tux, that had the broken pelvis, and he is doing really well. He's not out of the woods yet. This is bearing in mind he had this accident back in June. And we're now, at the time of your watching, in December. At the time of recording, we are in mid-November. He's down to a 1 centimetre hole in his skin on his back, which is slowly growing back. He's having to wear it's not the cone of shame, he's got the disc of shame. And we're having to clean that and treat it daily. It's still an ongoing process, but his mobility is great. I can't wait for him to be out of his thing. No, don't bite. He does. He's grumpy. He's very grumpy. He's bipolar. Yes, you are. Tuxedo cats apparently are bipolar. Yes. But he does like to sit in front of my monitor, which is a pain. Anyway, Port Valentine. We started off with Port Valentine with the simple, but actually probably the most important build, and I actually put some more villagers in. I don't know how you got in here. But underneath here are golems, and they are fishing. And that is being fed into here. And if you watch this is an early build, fairly early build. If I can just get myself down, so that's all coming along here. It goes into the barrels on the other side, which are all filtered, and anything that's left goes down there. And yeah, you don't want to go down there, mate. Just get out of the way. And then over here we put in our first emerald farm, which are all these villages. And yeah, all right. No, what have I told you about playing with the microphone? Yeah. Village trade station. These guys are all expert master fishermen, and we can generate quite a lot of emeralds from that. And the purpose of that was then to couple up with let's just go out, let's fly out. It's easier than trying to get past those two. Over here we put the church in, which was the centre of the Port Valentine. And in here we had our trader who had, what was you the man? I can't remember what you had, and we had a thingamabobs down there, and then in here we had that. Now I do need to remove that. So down here we have various villagers with various trades, and we had a lot of problem with the villagers locking on, and I don't know whether it's something in a mod I've got. In here we had Randolph the zombie. His job was to turn these guys and improve the trades. And we used those, not as much as I might have done, but we used those to populate builds. So this particular building had nothing to it, but under here in the library we started moving our librarians in, but I had tremendous problems getting these guys to set trades and get anything decent. And as I say, I don't know whether it was just something different in the way this pack worked, but you know, we've got the library, we have got the toolsmith. He's in here, and again we can come down here, and here's two expert toolsmiths, all with diamond pick and diamond shovel, so I could get diamond items of a decent enchant on demand. And we did the same. We went through weaponsmith down here, and again decent diamond sword and axe, so all good, and that was all fine. Will you go to sleep? The other thing which I enjoyed and recently added were the golems to guard the place. We're getting quite a few kitties around the place, and warehouses, armor smith. That was just, some of these are just random buildings. Some warehouse, that was a random building. I think this was supposed to be a florist, but of course there isn't a florist villager, so you know, difficult to get a florist when you want one. But this was all steady adding to borrowing some of these buildings. So all of the buildings like these I built. This is my create building, as you'll recall. I had a lot of the create machinery going on in here, all powered by water wheel, and then up here more create buildings with some controllers. And I've really now got to get this cat out because he's slap bang in the middle of my monitor. He's not so bad when he's to one side, but when he's in the middle of the monitor I really can't see what's going on at all. But borrowed a few boats, one or two. I mean, the docks down here, a lot of buildings borrowed. The inn, Most of these buildings are actually built by me, albeit in creative, and then created in here using create. But yeah, has been fun. Now what I need to do is find out where. Come on, you can get out of there. You can find a way. Come on. Hello. Say hello to my Golemy friend. Yeah. So that was that, and under there is the pirate dock, which was just it was a conceit, just a design thing. Now down here was the other element that made this area particularly good for me, and that was the dungeon, which we cleared out, and through there we put in our blood altar. But there's, you know, more to this dungeon than just this bit. We went ham on it, cleared it out completely, and if I could just see my inventory, please, MJ, thank you. And it's terrible. He's right in the way. He has no sense of how much trouble he is. That's crystal bow. Come on, warpstone. And then we can go to the blood altar. So yeah, this was obviously all of the blood magic work. I never did work out why that one and that one have never grown. These all fine. That one and that one, no, not a chance. And I don't know why. Now this is a max. Oh, he's going. This is a max level blood altar. We've got spawners up. Let me get my blink spell. Blink. We've got 5 spawners in each of these zones, and they are perfectly situated, or more or less perfectly situated, to work when I'm here. I should probably turn this on. So they're perfectly situated to fill this blood altar, which we should have somewhere abouts. Divination sigil, that's the beastie we wanted. So we're okay. We've got plenty of current essence, certainly enough for this, and you know that's all courtesy of the well of suffering going on underneath. So we've had our fun in here, shall we say. What else was there? Let's go back to Port Valentine. So what else have we built? The windmill was thing. Obviously the docks over here gave us that defensive wall. We borrowed that lighthouse. We built the docks over there, borrowed that ship. This is all covered by magnum torches, so no problems there. Yeah, he's managed to find his way on there. I don't know what he's going to do. Recently we put this on with the working portcullises, and also the working winches on those. This is what I finished up with, so I've added 3 buildings, one there, and one there. The bamboo is still freshly growing, and obviously we've also built all of the buildings over here. We've got the arena for blood magic, a whole load of villager buildings which have been borrowed, and a whole load of villagers, enough that they are creating me an awful lot of iron golems. So yeah, I mean, this has been a lot of fun. I have really enjoyed doing this, but There have been times when I've struggled to find inspiration, and that is normal. There's another well over there, and I've got a cat wants to go out. I'll be back in a second, actually. Just let me see you in a moment. All right, yeah. As I was saying, there are times when I have struggled with inspiration for this series. Hopefully, it's not been obvious, but I suspect on occasion it has been. The expansion of this area was particularly problematic and took an awful lot of effort on my part to drive myself to do this. But I did it, and we got there. The golems are pottering around. I do not know what you have been doing, because there shouldn't be nothing hostile spawning around, but the golems are there. They're doing the thing. And obviously these villages were pretty much devastated and depopulated until we got them recreated and lit and protected. But it's been fun. I have enjoyed it. The spells, definitely great. I'm going to sit there and say, and this is again somewhat potentially controversial, flight like this, well, not that, flight like this, creative level flight, whilst this took a lot of effort to get to, I am so glad that I am leaving this behind. Because these idiots will drive me mad. I mean, look. That one is actually a nitwit, so that does explain an awful lot. Yeah, I'm glad I did a lot of this. And I'm glad we've got this canvas, this huge build. Which, unlike a lot of mega builds, is really just many small builds all threaded together to give a coherent viewpoint. What am I going to do instead of this? Well, as you know, I have been invited, or hopefully as you know, I've been invited to play on the Rusty Gears SMP server for Vintage Story, which is season 3, with a group of, I'm trying to figure out I'm not entirely sure the entire number, but I think we're looking at maybe 16 or so of us playing on there. So it should be interesting, and I'm hoping that we get a strong sense of community. One of the things I struggle with, and I think one of the things that has made such things as, Hermitcraft obviously being probably the SMP server for Minecraft. But obviously on top of that there's Minecraft, and got struggling to remember the name of the other one, but again, there's some SMP servers out there which have got a reputation, and it's because they have this strong sense of community. Now, I've started this as a server series, and we have a thing, and we had fun, and I've met, and I've been around to other people's thing. I mean, you can see I've got quite a few portals set up in there for Matt. There was a lot of them I actually have lost now, but Pop's Monument, the Infernal Spyware, Rorax originally started out, Frost's, Birch's Place. They were all places that I could teleport out to, and we did. But I think there's a skill to getting that kind of level of the sense of community that a lot of these SMP servers often have. And it's not something you can force. It's not something you can guarantee. You just because you've done it once doesn't mean it will work again. Servers slow down, they naturally come to an end. So that's the thing that you have to. And to be fair, I'm actually seeing that on the Hermitcraft server right now. That server is coming to the end of its natural life, and you can tell you know, people like Good Times with Scar are desperately trying to complete big projects, but they're all pretty much just playing decked out, which is obviously a huge thing. But you know, that's I'm not personally interested in watching people play that game, so I don't. So to me, I think they are preparing for a change of season for the next server, because obviously we're at we're on now 1.2.1, or next version will be around the corner, bringing us, you know, more features, many of which I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever, which is why I don't get excited now about Minecraft snapshots, I'll be honest. They haven't added anything to the game for versions that have really, you know, got me excited. The under the dark city, you know, the deep dark cities with the wardens, not interested. Not my style of play. Trial chambers, yeah, not interested. Not my style of play. So yeah, personally for me, a lot of the direction of travel with Minecraft is not of interest at all. I'm more interested in new blocks, new trees, new biomes, new building potential. But anyway, enough moaning about Minecraft. It's not fair to hammer on Mojang too much, you know. I've had more value out of the money I spent on this game than any other single product in 54 years, which is how old I am, obviously. You know, I haven't had a game which has given me as many hours of content, as many hours of enjoyment, as many hours of creative aspects. You know, and there are games I love. I mean, I love 7 Days to Die. I love a lot of games. I'm loving Vintage Story, and that is starting, you know, although you could arguably say that's very similar to Minecraft. But this has been an absolutely brilliant game to me, so I'm not going to hammer on Minecraft. I think it's still got many, many, many years to go, and yeah. But this season, this series, Manor and Brass, has no more seasons, no more series, no more future. It is over. It is ended. It ended, I think, with some pretty builds. We've managed to complete the bits just there, and I'll be honest, I am really happy with the way this build worked out. I will try and make this world available for download, but to be honest, I'm not sure how much value there is in that. If anybody does want a copy, I suppose the easiest thing is just let me know and I'll put it somewhere in a Google Drive or something and make it available. But it's it's a big world, unfortunately, because we've done lots of exploration, and you just have to look at the many thousands of blocks explored out. You know, that's 11,000 that direction. God knows how far that direction. There's more over there, more over here. So yeah, this is a big world, and I suspect it'll be many gigabytes of downloadage. So because not only that, but there's all of this stuff down there. There's Frost's place. I think I can't remember where it's over this way somewhere, as I recall. So I think you go down there, you got Frost, Meta Base over there, Pop's Monument over there, and it's all the land that these guys explored around their bases as well. So yeah, that was a thing. That was the bloody, I think that is the village type I've been looking for to borrow some of their houses. All right, it doesn't matter. We're finished now. But it as ever has been a pleasure. I've enjoyed playing this. I've enjoyed sharing my builds and my thoughts and my ramblings. And I'm looking forward to getting onto the Rusty Gears SMP server. There'll be a lot of ramblings on there, and I will decide what I'm going to do next in terms of series, but I think probably Undead Legacy or My Time at Sandrock will be coming to a close shortly, if they have. Well, I know they haven't already at this stage because they were still going when I recorded them a couple of days ago, but they'll not be for much longer, and then I'll need to put something in to take up that spot perhaps, or I may just put in more vintage story content. I don't know. I'm still kind of fiddling around with formats. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I will see you in whatever my next series is. But until then, thanks for watching. Bye for now.